Crazy Sea Stories. The Root of Oblivion. It was never meant to be me who wrote this. I was not chosen, nor was I worthy of carrying the burden of memory. I was only a shadow among the cloaked order, a nameless servant who walked behind the true believers. Yet here I am, setting down these words in the ashes of a world that no longer breathes, a world that has been hollowed out from its marrow. If anyone finds these pages, if pages even exist when the thing that now rules has finished swallowing reality, then know that what we awakened was never a god, never a savior, never even a demon in the way our old myths warned. It was hunger. It was the root beneath all roots, the absence beneath all prayers, the hollow skull that waited long before language was born to describe fear. And we gave it voice. We had walked for 7 days when the earth stopped singing. Do you know the sound of silence when it is too complete, when even the insects do not dare hum, when even your blood seems to move too loudly in your ears? That was what we heard on the 7th day. It was then I knew we were close. The Order. 12 of us then, cloaked in black, each bearing the knife of initiation, followed our leader, a man who called himself Sereth. His true name was lost to time, as were all of ours. We gave them up when we took the oath under the crescent fire. I was the youngest, untested, my blade still clean. The others carried scars, and some whispered things in their sleep that made my stomach turn. The land we crossed was barren, a husk. Trees stood like spears with no leaves, their bark cracked as if scorched from within. The soil was ash, and when we stepped, small clouds rose around our boots. Not even carrion birds circled above us. "We are near," Sereth said, his voice the rasp of stone. His hood never came down, and I never saw his face. Some claimed he had none left, that devotion had burned it away. I wanted to believe we sought salvation, that the prophecy was true, that beneath the black roots of the world, buried deep where no light dared reach, there slept a being who could return what was lost, undo the famine, heal the withering earth. That was what they told us. That was why I followed. But my dreams said otherwise. Every night as we camped, I dreamed of a skull half buried in roots, its mouth open in an endless scream. I dreamed of eyes like dying suns, staring without mercy. And though I woke each time soaked in sweat, no one would speak of dreams. The Order discouraged weakness. By the 8th day, the horizon changed. Something vast loomed ahead, a shape that did not belong to the world. Too large, too wrong. My breath faltered. The tree. It rose from the ground like a cathedral built by mad hands, a trunk wide as a fortress wall, but not wood, not entirely. It was black, its surface split and slick, veins of pale marrow woven through it. And there, fused into its side, larger than any monument mankind had ever carved, was the skull. Its jaws gaped as if mid-scream, teeth longer than spears. Roots tangled through its sockets, but the eye hollows burned faintly with an ember glow, as though fire lingered deep within. I fell to my knees, not in worship but in dread. The air smelled of rot and iron. Flies swarmed, yet I could not see a single corpse to draw them. The sound was wrong too, a low hum, as if the skull itself exhaled. The others did not falter. They drew closer, their chants beginning, the old tongue rasping between cracked lips. I followed only because I feared to be left alone with it. At the base of the tree we found bones. Not just human, but twisted, elongated, things with too many joints or skulls like broken masks. They had been offerings, sacrifices, given willingly or not. The roots had pierced them, grown through them. Some bones still twitched. Sereth raised his arms. "Behold the root of salvation," he cried, "the mouth that will speak, the eye that will see again." But in my ears, the words twisted. The mouth that will feed, the eye that will burn, and then the ritual began. We circled the base, 12 shadows in the light of torches. Each of us cut our palms, letting the blood drip into the cracked soil. The ground seemed thirsty, drinking greedily, the ash turning dark where it fell. Sereth knelt, pressing his forehead to the skull's teeth. He spoke in the tongue of the Order, a language I never fully understood, each syllable grinding like rusted gears. The others joined, their voices merging into a sound that was not quite human. I tried to follow. My lips moved, but the words stumbled. The air thickened, hot, heavy. My chest burned with every breath. The torches flared. Shadows writhed, stretched, bent into shapes not our own. I saw my shadow lift its head, grin wide though my mouth was still, its eyes hollow pits. The ground shook. From the cracks in the soil, roots pushed upward, slick and black, writhing like serpents. They coiled around our legs, not to restrain but to steady us, as if guiding our stance. I wanted to scream, but no sound left me. Then the skull stirred. The jaw moved first, cracking with a sound like breaking stone. Dust and bone fragments fell as it yawned wider, wider, as though preparing to swallow us whole. Then the eyes lit. Not with flame, not with light, but with absence that burned. Black fire, if fire can be black, roared in its sockets. My vision blurred, yet I could not look away. A voice entered me, not through my ears, but through my blood. "Children," it whispered, though the word felt wrong, mocking. "You have fed me. You will feed me still." Several fell to their knees in ecstasy. They stretched their arms wide, welcoming. One cut his own throat, blood spraying over the roots. The roots drank eagerly. I stumbled back, bile rising. "This is not salvation," I gasped. Sereth turned to me, and though I could not see his face, I felt his smile. "It is greater. It is eternity." The skull laughed. The sound cracked the sky. Time bled. I do not know how long we stood, How long we chanted, how long the tree shuddered as though it were drawing breath for the first time in ages. But one by one, the order broke. Two of them began tearing at their own skin, ripping strips from their arms and legs, feeding the roots with flesh as though it were bread for a beggar. Another simply walked into the skull's mouth. The jaws closed, slowly, savoring. Bones cracked, blood sprayed, and when the mouth opened again, there was no trace. Only the echo of laughter. Others fled into the ash fields, their screams fading into the horizon. I do not think they ever stopped running, and some changed. Their bodies bent, bones reshaping, arms elongating into talons. Their hoods fell, revealing faces stretched into grins too wide, eyes burned hollow. They crawled on all fours, whispering the skull's name in voices that were no longer theirs. I hid. I admit it. I pressed myself against the roots, praying they would not notice me. The stench of rot was overwhelming, but fear kept me still. The skull kept watching. Its eyes fixed on me, though I did not move, and in my mind, it whispered, "You will not run. You will remain. You are mine." When the first village fell, I understood. The roots did not stay confined to the tree. They burst outward, crawling across the land like veins, splitting open soil, shattering stone. They reached houses, graves, temples, and wherever they touched, the dead stirred. I saw them rise, bodies long decayed, now filled with the same ember glow in their eyes. They staggered first, then walked, then ran, their mouths open in soundless screams. The living tried to fight. Fire, steel, prayer. It did not matter. The roots pierced them, drank them, reshaped them. I fled with two others, the last survivors of the order who had not fallen to madness or transformation. We hid in the ruins of a barn, while outside the land convulsed, reality bending as though the world itself recoiled. At night, the skull's whispers grew stronger. It showed me visions of stars collapsing, of worlds crumbling, of civilizations erased by the same roots. This was not its first feeding. It had done this countless times across countless skies. We were nothing. One of my companions, Elar, hanged himself from the rafters rather than hear the whispers another night. The other, Myra, tried to burn the tree itself. She carried a torch into the roots, screaming defiance. The fire spread, but the fire lived. It grew mouths, teeth, tongues. It wrapped around her, devoured her whole. Her screams lasted far too long, and then I was alone. I wandered the ash plains. I do not know for how long. Days, weeks. The sky bled different colors. The sun rose where it should not. Time fractured. Sometimes I saw myself walking ahead, only to vanish when I tried to catch up. The skull always watched. I write this now in a hollow of roots, the only shelter left. My body is thin. My hands shake. I can barely hold the knife. I thought of ending it, but the skull does not permit it. Each time I raise the blade to my throat, the roots coil tighter around my wrist. I am kept alive, though I am no longer sure why. Perhaps because my mind still resists. Perhaps because it savors me. The whispers are constant now. I hear them even when I press my ears closed until they bleed. They tell me of the next world it will feed on, of the stars it will snuff, of the endless hunger that no God, no weapon, no prayer can ever stop. I am already inside it. I feel my thoughts leaking, dripping like water into its vast emptiness. My dreams are not mine. My memories are not mine. Soon my flesh will follow. When the last of me is gone, there will be nothing left to bear witness, so I write. I carve these words into the roots with what strength I have left. Perhaps one day, when another world is devoured, someone will find them and know that it was never salvation, never deliverance. It was always only hunger. The root of oblivion is awake, and it will never sleep again. Crazy Sea Stories. If you like these stories, subscribe for more.